Hey guys, just want to say that I'm sorry for this video not coming out sooner. I had to change editing, like what I used to edit, because like it would not let me post the video. I might go back to my old editing software, I might not, who knows. And just roll the intro. Hello everyone. I know the intro played first, which is kind of weird of me, but I'm just gonna get this right through. Naruto, you already know. Let's just get right to the video. Let's go. The Naruto attack will happen at Camp Normal, but when Naruto was born, he would have blue hair, which would make Minato suspicious of Kushina, and Kushina will tell him that this is 100% his kid. And when he sees his Hyuga eyes, Minato is still a little suspicious, but the woman senses a mixture of Minato and Kushina's chakra and nobody else's chakra, which Minato is a little bit is happier to know, and he believes Kushina now. Eventually, Obito tags, blah 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 blah. Naruto becomes an orphan, and around the time of 5 years old, he would his complete personality would come back to him. He will remember everything in his past and look around. Dang, this place is a dump. What type of man leaves a child in this place? Let me go talk to their Hokage. Hold up, wait a minute. If I tell them who I am, they're probably gonna prosecute me. Maybe even kill me, because I'm a freak. I'll just keep my identity on the low. Naruto wanders on the village, and a gang of bullies try to beat him up for the Nine Tails in an alley. But this guy, he literally beats the crap out of them, not even only using taijutsu alone, opening the first two gates and completely smashing them. Naruto would spit on them. Naruto would spit on them and walk away, and asks and wonders, is Naruto a better name than Oshiki? Otsutsuki? Yes, I like that. Naruto Otsutsuki. No, hold up, that's not my last name. Uzumaki? Naruto Uzumaki. Yeah, I'm not calling myself that. That's for a loser. He would walk away and wonder how long of time passed. He looks at himself and a reflection of a puddle that he saw. He would wonder, huh, I wonder, huh, this body is really annoying. It's too short. It reminds me of when I was a kid. Other guys are wondering the reincarnation of Indra and Ashura. Well, actually, he's still the reincarnation of Indra. He just mixed the reincarnations and just put Indra's chakra somewhere else. It's basically still in Naruto. In Naruto's still the reincarnation of Indra, which makes the otsutsuki inside of his body he will fill the other chakra inside of him, but he would just bond with the chakra and absorb the chakra, and he will still be the reincarnation, but he'll just bond with him. As he walks away, he goes to the Hokage office and asks him when can he become a ninja. He says when he passes, he can join whenever he wants. He just needs to pass the getting exams, and he says easy enough, and he walks away. As this is happening, Naruto will come home, and then he would grab a little paper from his back. He would rip the paper, and a ginormous scroll would appear in front of him, and it's the scroll of sealing, and he would read every single last jutsu on there. He would know Shadow Clone, probably Flying Raijin, probably Reaper Death, mostly Reaper Death Seal. He will learn everything. He walks around and asks them who he wonders about Madara and Hashirama, and as he looks up, he sees a giant Caesar stone faces for the first time ever. He wonders who's that first man, and he recognizes his face as Hashirama, but older. If he notices that Hashirama, Madara has to be on the wall too, right? He looks around and doesn't see Madara at all. He goes or walks around and sees the Uchiha hideout with the Uchiha symbol, and he knows this is his clan's. He runs around and sees nobody here but one boy sitting there on the ground by graves. The boy will walk behind him and ask him, "What is this place? What happened to the Uchiha?" Sasuke will look at him with fury, and he said, "They were murdered. They were all killed." Then he asked him, "Where's Madara? Why didn't Madara stop them?" This guy. Sasuke looks at this boy confused and says, "Madara died years ago. He betrayed the village. Didn't you know that?" He would know this is the part of the Uchiha, the basically path of hatred. He would look around and wonder, Madara really, the curse. It had to be Black Zetsu. I thought we got rid of him. I guess he still thinks Kage is sealed. Welp, it's time to go find out the culprit. He would leave, and then the Genin exams would happen around when he's 12. He would do Shadow Clone Jutsu and form thousands of Shadow Clones, which will surprise Iruka. And Transformation Jutsu, he would transform into his older self, which basically his older self is basically what he looked like when he was an otsutsuki, back before he got killed and had to get reincarnated. Everybody will wonder who this guy is. Is he from like a manga or like a shonen Naruto, like a little comic thing Naruto watch? He would tell him that it's not, and this is actually what he really looks like, but everybody would laugh and pass him anyway. Naruto would look at the headband and wonder, why give me a headband? You filthy animals don't deserve to give me. He just doesn't care, and Naruto gets on the same team as Sasuke, since he literally doesn't decide. He literally gets on the same team as Sasuke, Sakura, and gets Kakashi again. And then Kakashi shows up. He asks them what their dreams are, and Naruto says he wants to make this world a better place and get as powerful as he can, so he can get revenge for somebody that hurt. Get revenge on a certain someone, basically. Sasuke says he wants to get revenge on a certain someone as well, which also shocks Kakashi. Two people might want to get revenge. I can see in Naruto's eyes that his revenge is more deeper than Sasuke's. Naruto will start to he closes his eyes and start to remember all that thing that happened. He would fight this man in his home, and eventually he'll see his mother trying to stop him before his mother gets pierced with a black rod and goes through her and Naruto, killing them both. Then he would open his eyes and hear what Sakura has to say. She says she likes someone on this team. Actually, she likes two people on this team. When Naruto looks over, he's basically knows that Sakura is going to be a valuable asset to reviving the Uchiha clan and basically just reviving the Uchiha clan. Sasuke is not amused at all, and Naruto puts more attention towards Sakura than he does his actual team. The bell test would happen, but Naruto sees through Kakashi's tricks and gets plenty of sleep, and he eats a lot and brings lunches for us. He just brings a backpack that has lunch and some materials for Naruto. And actually, they don't know. Kakashi doesn't even know what's in the bag until the bell test happens. Instead of Naruto staying to fight him, he runs off and knows the true meaning of Kakashi. He can read his emotions, kind of. He would run towards Sasuke and Sakura and tell him a plan. Sasuke would disagree, but him and Naruto would become good friends over the past year, since when Naruto was 4, he met him in the Uchiha hideout, and he knew he was going to tell Sasuke eventually and help Sasuke train to get more powerful. They would run away until Sakura runs up towards Kakashi with the kunai in hand, and charge towards him. Kakashi about to put her in a genjutsu, feels people grabbing him from under the ground and sees Naruto and stomps on Naruto's head, but he poofs, and then as soon as that happens, Sasuke tackles him to the ground and tries to grab him with the bells. But Kakashi grabs his wrist and throws him towards a tree, but two Narutos grab him by the legs and throw Sasuke, and the other the other clone throws Naruto towards him. So there's basically Naruto and Sasuke are charging towards Kakashi, both, and then Sakura's still behind him and running towards him towards a kunai. Kakashi looks about to lift up his headband, but he says, "This is a drag." For some reason, Shikamaru hears this. For some reason, Shikamaru just wonders in his head, did somebody just take my line? But still. As soon as Naruto comes headfirst towards Kakashi, Kakashi just pushes him out the way. Naruto slams it to the ground, and he crank kicks Sasuke, and Sasuke falls to the ground. He looks behind him and activates a genjutsu on Sakura and sees Naruto and Sasuke never getting back up, and she passes out. Naruto and Sasuke look at each other, Naruto holding back, of course, and Sasuke going all out. He tells Sasuke that he's going to do the plan that he made with him when Sakura wasn't paying attention. Naruto will start weaving hand seals and do Earth-style mud wall, and he will summon some shadow clones, and they'll do the same thing, surrounding him in mud walls, which Kakashi is shocked. No Genin, fresh out of the academy, can do this jutsu. How powerful is this boy? Sasuke would jump up and start weaving hand seals for fireball jutsu and shoot it towards Kakashi. He also notices that this Genins are not supposed to do these type of jutsus. Who are these kids? These are not the kids that he was told. As this is happening, Naruto also uses a one-style wind bullet and one-style air palm. And it will swirl up, and Kakashi, having to cancel this out, activates his Sharingan, which shocks Naruto and Sasuke. He uses Chidori to cancel out, basically Chidori, like stream a little bit, kind of what Sasuke has, where he has the lightning surrounded him, basically like that, and he surrounds his body with it to cancel out the fire tornado thing. But he sees two Narutos grabbing his ankles, and he also sees and then he realizes two Narutos are grabbing his hands now. Naruto goes up to punch Kakashi and actually lands a good punch. And as he does that, he sees Sasuke slide from under his legs, and he would see Sasuke and Naruto holding two bells. And he will look over to wonder where Sakura's at, and she will see Sakura turns grabbing on his leg instead of Naruto. He asked, who was the Sakura he put under a genjutsu? Naruto would say that was a shadow clone. You lost, Kakashi. Naruto would shock Kakashi and just look at it. Kakashi would look at him with his eyes that are reminiscent to a Hyuga. Naruto will be walking around and see a girl stalking him a little bit. The girl would look at him with the same eyes as Naruto. But when she looks back to see Naruto, Naruto's gone and Naruto's behind her, and he asks her why is she stalking him. She would blush and start to stutter and just pass out before Naruto grabs her, and he sits her down in an alleyway and sits down next to her. Well, sits down in front of her. She wakes up and sees Naruto again, and she's about to pass out, but Naruto tells her to please don't pass out. He asks her if she's from the Hyuga clan, and she says, I'm from the Hyuga clan, stuttering, which makes Naruto a little annoyed. But he also knows this is actually another way to revive the Uchiha clan, and he wonders, can he make a CRA so he can revive the Uchiha? He also wonders if his brother Sasuke basically can. He doesn't care, and he just asks Hina to stop stalking him, and she's pretty cool, and if she wants to ever get trained or help out with her power, he can just come to him and gives her an address on a piece of paper, and then Naruto runs away. They go to their first training exercise with Kakashi, and Naruto suggests them learning tree walking and water walking. They say sure, and Naruto gets it down immediately, and Sakura gets it down a little bit later. But 2 days it takes Sasuke to do it, and eventually he does. Naruto catches the cat. They do their first D-rank mission. They catch the cat, which Naruto does really easily, which surprises Kakashi and everybody else. And the cat loves Naruto for some reason. He feels a powerful aura coming. The cat feels a powerful aura from Naruto. Over time, Naruto and Sasuke become close, and Sakura becomes close with them too. Not becoming a fangirl, becoming a good Kunoichi this time. Actually developing some genjutsu strength from Kakashi, and she'll become a genjutsu specialist really quickly. But not like a fully genjutsu specialist. She'll just become like a mini genjutsu specialist. Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura sit down one day eating lunch in the training field. Naruto looks down on the ground and he eventually opens his eyes. Sasuke talks to Naruto and says, "Why do you always close your eyes and look at the ground every day? That's really annoying, Naruto." Sasuke, "I'm not who you think I am. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, but I'm also Orishiki, otsutsuki. I'm from a clan that is the progenitors of the Hyuga and the Uchiha clan. I have the Sharingan." When Sasuke hears of all this at once, he doesn't believe it until Naruto's Barakugan begins to gain a pupil, a really big pupil, until 3 little dots come out of the pupil and spin around into a Sharingan. Sakura passes out from all this knowledge coming to her at once and seeing the Sharingan thing, and Sasuke grabs Naruto by the collar and yells at him, "Who do you think you are?" He tells him that he's a reincarnation, and that his past was his mother was an Uchiha and his father was an Otsutsuki, basically a really powerful alien. He looks at Naruto and he asks him, "Who do you want revenge on?" Naruto looks at him, a side glance, and says, "On the person that killed me and made me a reincarnation in the first place. I want a revenge. I want my revenge. Otsutsuki can come here anytime and kill us all. That's why I want to get strong. Right now I'm the same strength as your Hokage. Okay?" Naruto is emitting an aura until Kakashi arrives, and then Naruto goes back to his old self and activates Sharingan. He goes up. Naruto does a backflip and wakes Sakura up, and she gets up, and eventually Kakashi tells him they have a mission at the Land of Waves. Naruto looks at him and tells him, "Kakashi-sensei, the Land of Waves, huh? I heard that place was called the Blood Mist." "No, that's the Mist Village, Naruto." Naruto would wonder, and he would ruffle his hair in confusion, and he would just tell them, "Okay, let's go." He would meet the bridge builder Tazuna, and he would look at him in his eye and says, "What is our real mission here?" He would say to protect the bridge, and Naruto looks at him and goes up to Kakashi and says, "Kakashi-sensei, this guy is a liar. I can feel it." Kakashi feels the same way, but he has to see it through. Sorry about that. I had to blow something away. Naruto jumps up to basically almost kill the Demon Brothers, and makes them basically crippled for the rest of their life, and they get eventually taken away and arrested. Eventually, Zabuza comes and attacks Kakashi, but Naruto jumps in the way of the water prison, and Naruto's stuck in the water prison. Naruto looks at Zabuza in his eye and literally just snaps, and the bubble disappears, and Naruto grabs Zabuza, slams him to the ground, and grabs him by his shirt and looks at him deep in his eyes, and his eyes begin to glow red and they get slits. He puts him under an intense genjutsu that can even scare him. "Kurama, you dang fox. You fox." Kurama would look at Naruto and say, "Who are you?" "You remind me of my father." Naruto looks at him. Because I'm from the same clan as your father. Now give me your chakras so I can hurry up and put this guy to rest forever. Before you can, Zabuza gets almost killed with Sanbon, and Zabuza passes out, and a woman will grab him. Naruto will look at this woman deeply in the mask holes and wonders, is this person really trying to kill Zabuza? Naruto will look up and say, kill Zabuza right here then. If you're truly trying to kill him right now. The woman will run away, but Naruto would just appear right in front of her and grab the mask and take it off and crush it. The woman would look at him and he would ask, what's your name? She says, my name is Haku. And yes, Haku is a woman now. Haku is a woman. I don't care what y'all guys say. We need to be free of the torment of freaking whatever his name, the Naruto creator, torment of making Haku a male. We are free, my brothers. We are free. Now, as I was saying, Naruto eventually develops a kind of bond with Haku and understands what Haku's feeling right about now, and he basically wonders, why, Haku? Why do you basically love Zabuza? They will be in a hospital room until Zabuza wakes up and looks at the boy. Brett, that's the Brett that attacked me. Haku, what are you doing with him? Simple, Zabuza. He's come to talk to you. He talks to Zabuza and says, join the Konoha. I know you hate this place. Just join. If you join Konoha, I promise you wealth, power, and a non-corrupt village. He looks at him and says, sure, boy, but under one condition. You have to give me what I want as well. Fine, that's no problem with me. By the way, Zabuza Momochi, you ever treat her wrong, I'll be here to stab you in the heart with your own sword. As this is happening, he wonders, what does he mean by my own sword? And Naruto grabs Zabuza's sword with basically little effort. He runs around. Naruto puts it on his back and tells Zabuza this is his now, and that he's never returning it because this is his. He would run away, and Zabuza would run away, and Naruto would run away, and he would see Gato and just murder them all just because he knows they're evil. Naruto regroups, and the bridge is called the Great Naruto Bridge, which he says change it to the Great Otsutsuki Bridge, which Sasuke would understand why he would call it that, and Sakura would too. Kakashi would be a little bit curious and pull Naruto to the side, away from everybody, and ask him, "Who are you, Naruto?" He would say, I'm actually Naruto. I'm actually Urashiki Otsutsuki, and I am my mother is an Uchiha from in the past. I was killed long ago, and I was reincarnated into this boy. I keep all my memories, and I'm as strong as your Hokage as we speak. My mother's an Uchiha, and my father's an alien. It's basically a Hyuga progenitor. I'm really powerful as you think, and I know you have, and I have a Sharingan. He would look at it. Kakashi would look at him and wonder, let me see your Sharingan. His Hyuga eye, he would activate the Byakugan, which would make a pupil form his eyes. 3 little other pupils poke out and spin around until they turn into Tomo, and they would activate his 3 Tomoe. he would look at him and wonder, "No, you're the Naruto, the son of the fourth Hokage." Um, I'm not the son of the fourth Hokage. I'm the son of Ishiki Otsutsuki. But I guess this boy, he is the son. But once I have enough power, I can make my own body and leave this boy's body forever, if you really want me to. He tells him if he can do this, it's too late because their soul's probably already bonded, and it's probably gonna kill him if you ever leave him. Kind of like a symbiotic relationship, which they depend on each other. Urashiki Otsutsuki would look at Kakashi and say, "You're right. I'm never leaving this boy. Now, let's leave." Now they leave, and the Chunin exams happens, which Naruto was the fourth Hokage asked Naruto why he's not going to join, and he says, I don't want to beat everybody there. Hiruzen would look at Naruto and say, "Just go to the Chunin exams. I can already sense you have great talent." He'll look at him and say, he'll look at Kakashi and the others, and they'll all shake his head, and then he will tell him everything, basically showing him the Sharingan and everything. He would be shocked, and he wouldn't care as much, but he would want him to become a weapon. He didn't want him. Don't tell Danzo or other village elders because they would turn him into a weapon of Konoha, and that's not good. I hate my life. That was a Sonic reference if you didn't know. Over time, Naruto would train and eventually unlock the 8th gate of death, which wouldn't be a death to him since he has basically his healing factor is amazing because Kurama would heal him, and his Sharingan, if he really wanted to, he could use Izanagi, and Izanagi will prevent his death, but he'll lose his Sharingan, which wouldn't be a big issue for him because, remember, there's plenty of Sharingans for his disposal for the Uchiha clan. Alright. Naruto would get ready for the Chunin exams, and then Rock Lee would challenge Sasuke. Sasuke tells him that he's not as strong as he thinks. He's barely as strong as Naruto, which he is insanely strong. Rock Lee would be say, "I'll be the judge of that, so fight me, Naruto." Naruto blitzes him and gets one-tapped, and Rock Lee's already on the ground and basically knocked out. A giant turtle would appear and grab Rock Lee, which a guy that looks just like an older man that looks just like Rock Lee, basically my guy, will come out from under the turtle and look at him and say, "Boy, you are insane. You might even be a rival for me." Naruto looks at him and says, "I want to fight too. Come on, I even surpassed my sensei." He will look up with shock, and he says, "You surpassed Kakashi. You're more incredible than I thought. So fight me. Come on, then. Don't be shy." He blitzes my guy, sucker punches him, which doesn't knock him out immediately, but my guy gets knocked back. "You're more powerful than Kakashi, aren't you?" He would activate the third gate, and Naruto would activate the first gate, which surprises him, and he blitzes towards him and gets kicked by Naruto gets kicked by him, but Naruto catches his foot and just flings him away and throws him somewhere far. Legendary Spitfire for the duty gun itself. That's really cool. That is really cool. Naruto will start doing combos on Guy. Eventually, he copies some of Rock Lee's speed and punches him a little. My guy, knocking him straight back to normal. And eventually, the proctors tell them to stop. And Naruto looks at Neji and goes up to Hinata and talks to her. Him and Hinata will become friends. They will become friends over this time, and they will become super close. Eventually, Hinata losing her basically shyness towards him and becomes more comfortable with him. Kakashi looks at Anko and says, that boy is a rival probably for Hiruzen." Eventually, all the fights will happen the same besides Naruto's fight, so let's get into the first one. Yes, I'm covering the whole entire part 1 in this one part. Naruto would run up towards Kiba, one-shotting Kiba, knocking him to the ground. Gaara, seeing this, smiles, and he knows Naruto's going to be a powerful adversary. Eventually, the Neji fight happens. Naruto kicks Neji in the stomach, which didn't knock him out immediately, which surprises everybody besides Naruto. Naruto kicks him up into the air, does in a hole, doing a primary lotus, and then spins him down, slams him to the ground. Neji hanging on by a thread before almost getting knocked out. He does an attack that Naruto developed when he was training with Kakashi and his friends. Naruto would start weaving hand seals for the first time Kakashi's seen in a while, and his hand would surround. Oh, crap! I forgot the Force of Death. Oh my God! I almost spoiled you all. But hey, you already know how it goes. Alright. The Force of Death will happen. This normally, Naruto will get the Moon Scroll and the Light Scroll before anybody else. The Moon Scroll and the Wind Scroll. Can't remember what the scrolls were. Moon Scroll, Earth Scroll, and Wind Scroll. I think that was what they called. I don't remember. We're just gonna call that for now. Orochimaru will send a giant snake towards him, but Naruto pimp slaps the snake and it desummons the snake. Naruto looks over towards him, and Orochimaru will burst towards Naruto, seeing his weird eye, and it will turn into a Tomo and become a Sharingan, which will surprise him. Instead of going for Naruto, instead of going for like Sasuke, he'll go straight for Naruto, but he slaps him away, which accidentally sends him into Sasuke, with Sasuke with the curse mark. And Orochimaru was gonna get like deactivate the curse mark, but he would say this body can work until he can get Naruto's body. And then eventually he goes towards Naruto again, but Naruto slaps him into the ground again. And he would burst towards Naruto again, when Naruto would dodge. And then as soon as he sees this, he sees Sakura about to get bit. He runs towards Sakura, but it's too late. Sakura gets bit. Naruto would wonder what was going to happen to Sakura. Sakura passes out as well. Naruto, grabbing his head, tells him that he's done playing around and flares his chakra. Which, his chakra would turn, for some reason, orange. And something starts to form with his chakra. A rib cage would form around him with the hand. Naruto would see this and wonder what this power is. And he doesn't care. He basically pimp slaps Orochimaru away, sends him crashing into a tree. Orochimaru will start shaking and look at Naruto. Susanoo? How do you have a Susanoo without the Mangekyo Sharingan? What's a Mangekyo Sharingan? And what's a Susanoo? A Mangekyo Sharingan is a natural progression for the Sharingan. And a Susanoo is what you get for having a Mangekyo Sharingan. So, you mean like a Sharingan that has a different design? Yes, boy. How are you doing that with your base Sharingan? I don't know. I guess I'm that powerful. Now stay out of my way before I wipe the floor with you. Okay, Orochimaru leaves, deciding to take Sasuke's body and have Sakura as his henchman, since he knows she can be really good with genjutsus. They arrive and they see Gaara there first, and Naruto sees Gaara. Gaara goes up towards Naruto and says, Mother, my mother says you're like her father. Your mother? Disgusting. Why is your mother here anyway? Kurama would poke through the barrier, tap Naruto on his back, and Naruto will look behind him and say, What, Kurama? Kurama would point and say, He's talking about Shikaku, my brother, the One Tail. He senses you're like my father. Like I said all ago. Oh, he knows we're from the same clan, doesn't he? Of course he does. Naruto goes towards Gaara and taps him on the forehead. They enter a mindscape, which is a cage which is pretty trash. Naruto would look up and wonder what is going on. He would run over towards Shikaku and basically just kicking Shikaku, knocking him into a better cage, and Naruto would say he fixed his seal. He would run away. Then he would leave the mindscape and Gaara would pass out. Blah blah blah. As I said, all the fights will happen. As I was saying before, I almost spoiled everybody. He's charging up his new jutsu, doing hand seals. His hand he would just disappear faster than anything can see. Even Kakashi has his Sharingan out, which he still can't keep up with his speed. Even Sasuke using his Tsutomawi can't even keep up with his speed. He would appear behind him, and then grabbing him, throwing him up, which would be powered by a whole bunch of wood. Well, a whole bunch of wind. I said wood. He would hit almost the atmosphere, and he begins to lose breath. But before he begins to head back to the atmosphere and gains his breath. He would jump up and grab him. He calls this cosmic, planetary primary lotus. As he's coming down, all these rocks start to fly towards them. And when Naruto does this, he jumps off of him, and basically Neji his swirling meteor is coming straight for the arena, and he crashes into the arena, knocking him out and injuring him severely. Oh, hold on, I think I felt a sneeze coming along. Well, as I was saying, now the Gaara fight would happen. And it'll happen the same way, but Naruto just one-shotting. Well, the Shikaku part wouldn't happen because it's sealed. And the Sasuke retrieval arc would happen probably the same because, the Sasuke retrieval arc would probably happen because Sasuke would be jealous of Naruto and decide to become That's good. That's tough. But as I was saying, the Sasuke retrieval the Sasuke retrieval arc would happen just like how it just is originally, and Naruto would go look it out for Sasuke, but he tells Tsunade. Oh yeah, I forgot to say Tsunade, Sokage. Jiraiya goes by himself, and he eventually meets Naruto. He just meets Naruto, and Naruto learns Toad Summoning, the Rasengan, easier, and he also knows Chidori, and he tells Jiraiya about his past and everything. Yeah, Tsunade also knows. Hiruzen dies still since Orochimaru. No, Orochimaru was actually kind of scared, but at the same time he still kills him. But Naruto's too busy enjoying the Trinity's M's to even notice. A few minutes later, Tsunade, while Naruto is training with Kakashi, he'll be informed that Sasuke has abandoned the village. Looking over, Kakashi having his Mangekyo Sharingan out and Naruto having his Baraku Sharingan out, he would look towards Kakashi and they would both look at each other. Naruto and Kakashi would disappear in a swirling shape and appear by the sound 4, which Naruto just slaps Indian Spider-Man away and bitches Kidomaru. Yeah, I call him Indian Spider-Man. Well, basically he gets slapped. Naruto slaps Kidomaru away, and Kidomaru goes towards Naruto, but Kakashi just kicks him and knocks him into a tree. Sakon and Ukon try to fight Naruto and Kakashi. Kakashi just teleports them to the Kamui dimension, and that one girl, Naruto just grabs her and knocks her out with a simple punch, not trying to make it any more. Not trying to fight a woman. He ties them all up and he literally leaves Sasuke in the box, which Kakashi doesn't want him to do. But Naruto wants him to be as powerful as he can so we can have a good fight for once. Even though Kakashi is probably even more powerful than Sasuke right now. Sasuke bursts out the box with his new curse mark ability, and he's back in his base form. And when he sees Naruto and the others, he gets more enraged and tries and instantly activates his curse mark through two, and activates his third Tomo and tries to fight Naruto, but Naruto just slaps Sasuke, slapping him straight back into the box. He says it's a waste of time and puts the lid back on the box and puts a seal on it so Sasuke can't leave unless Naruto removes it, and he just puts Sasuke on his back and dips with Kakashi, and they just swirl away, and they bring Sasuke back. Naruto and Kakashi train with Sasuke until Shippuden, which I'll cover Shippuden in literally a few seconds because I am covering all the arcs in Shippuden, which is going to be a lot in one part. So it's only going to be like a 3-part series, and I'm going to add all those parts to a movie. It's probably going to be like an hour long. Well, who cares? Because I'm not uploading these on the same day. Because I'm probably going to go to sleep most of these days. See y'all guys later.